Anyway, pakinggan muna natin siya sa Adaza. Yung issues ko ng BBL o ano mga input pwedeng pagkalaw sa atin.
Simple lang. I'm against BBL because it's unconstitutional, it's stupid, it's incompetent, and it's insane. And go straight to the point. I'm against the insanities and the idiocies of the current administration. Most of the policies of this administration are insane and idiotic. And it's wearing blinders. And the blinders is due to Asperger syndrome. And you look it up in the medical dictionary. That's the reason why we are in this situation. To me, there's only one relevant issue to be presented to the Filipino people. Nothing will happen in elections. You know that, I know that, we know that. Why aren't we preoccupied with elections? It's a lot of nonsense. It's a lot of nonsense. Nothing will happen with elections. Whoever you put there among the ones who arrange will either have criminals, corrupt, or incompetent, or unprepared. I'm not naming names. So, that's our problem. Is there a solution to our current problem? My solution is a constitutional transition government. And I'll campaign starting today. Openly. I'll not be hiding behind anything. Because the solution is constitutional. Section 1, Article 2 of the Constitution, the Philippines is a Republican and Democratic state. Sovereignty resides in the people and all government authority emanates from them. So these people are just agents, from Pinoy down to the last Tanod. They're just all agents. They can be removed at any time by the Filipino people. I'm not saying that we should remove them. I'm just saying for the establishment of a constitutional transition government. And the question is, who can facilitate the putting in place of a constitutional transition government? Three institutions in this country. First, the President can do it since he is the presiding President, not necessarily legal because the issue is still questioned before the Supreme Court, and until now, for 5 years, the Supreme Court has been sitting on that case. Sitting on that case. And I think it's about time they decide the issue whether Aquino and the rest of the officials elected in 2010, national officials, are legal or illegal, de facto or de jure or in facto, as the case may be. They have not decided. They should decide that now, for whatever reason. Now, he is under Section 1, the leader of Article 2, representing the people. He is also the Commander-in-Chief under Section 3 of Article 2. Section 3 provides in very simple terms. Civilian authority is at all times supreme over the military. The general rule. Next, the exception. The armed forces of the Philippines is a protector of the people and the state. The state, not Pinoy, not the government. People and the state. Its goal is to secure this national sovereignty and the integrity of the national territory. So, as Commander-in-Chief, as President of the Philippines, he's in a position to put a constitutional transition government in place. Number 1. Number 2, under Section 3, the Chief of Staff of the Armed Forces of the Philippines, in the same manner that Andy Reyes, a friend of mine, later did it with the case of Iraq, diba? He was convinced that in a choice between friendship and the country, he chose the country. So he pulled what needed to be done. And the third, of course, is the Filipino people. The trouble with our people is just been rendered butango by the power elites and the oligarchy in this country. What's butango? Bobo, tanga, at gago. We have put it up since 1949. The elections of this country were corrupt. Guns, goons, Boeing, whatever, because it's all the same. Look at the faces of these guys who are in Congress, in the Senate, and members of the cabinet. And the ones who control the economy. They're the same faces. The same faces. And as Lincoln defined it, a government, democratic government, is government of the people, for the people, and by the people. Out of 100 million, the people is about 90 million. The oligarchs and the power elite, about 10 million. Where are the 90 million? In the way we live today. They're in the canals. They're in the canals. So, it has all used our heads. It's about time we discuss it. I challenge Pinoy. And Belmonte, he keeps on talking about economic reforms. Damn the economic reforms that he's talking about. And Dreon. And the rest of the gang. Why doesn't TBP and the organization, NPC, conduct a national debate on the subject? There is a failure of the duty of the fourth estate here. In the words of Harrison Salisbury, one of the best editors New York Times ever had, a journalist who's not interested in the truth might as well be in accounting. He has no business being in journalism. And I challenge the TBP and the NPC here, the president and whoever, on a national debate on the subject. Yes. Broadcasters ka. KBP yan, ikaw naman. Kasama ka sa broadcasters yan, di ba? Oh. I challenge all of them, and let's concentrate on the debate on the subject. The BBL will fly away if there is a constitutional transition government. All the problems, you know, there are candidates here, prospective candidates for president, who will say that they will declare a revolutionary government when they get elected. They will not get elected. What are they talking about? They will not be elected under the present system. What's he talking about? He should use his head. And he said he'll kill people here and there. It's a lot of nonsense. A lot of nonsense. So let's confront these people. Why don't we confront them? What is their position on the constitutional transition government? They don't even have a program. They don't have a vision of the country. Which are the requirements to be president? That's why we have a lot of holes here to become president of this country. A lot of holes after Marcos. Yes, but I fought Marcos for so long, but in the review of the records of the president, he happens to be the best president this country ever had. Brilliant.
Yes.
Dedicated to the country, has a vision, has a blueprint, has a roadmap. And let's do something about the situation.
This portion is brought to you by
Ultra Pure Water Purifier. Samantala sa inyong lahat na gusto ng malinis na tubig, direkta sa inyong mga gripo, narito na ang Ultra Pure Water Purifier. Matipid na, garantisadong malinis na tubig ang hatid pa.
Traveling with us. If we will change, everybody, somebody else to change. Eh, hindi tama yun. In the words of Lee Starrow, confronted one time in a Rotary Club meeting. After the meeting, he met with 14 people. He said, Supremo, hindi ka sana nag-surrender. Ipapatuloy mo ang revolusyon. Look around. Counted the numbers. This is 14. This is the best number. You convince me tonight. Let's go to the hills and I'll resume the revolution. The 13 Rotarians. No. Supremo, ikaw lang magbigay ng pera sa'yo. Sabi nito, ano? Pwede bang mag-revolusyon ng isang tao? That's my point. Let's think about these things if we're interested in the country and we are interested in our people. Because I've been silent all this year, except every now and then, because mainstream media ignores me as a result of the 2013 elections by challenge media. The mainstream, not you here. Mainstream media, and this, ano yung on the minds of our people for things that should continue to happen. We should fight back. And if you're interested to fight back, join me. If I'm interested to do open fight this time. You know, I just undergone an operation. My doctors told me that I can recover in 3 months. I have recovered in 2 months. So, we better put our acts together if we want change in this country. Thank you.
This portion is brought to you by
M.I.S.M.O Whitening Soap. Narito na sa gustong pumuti at gumanda. Ito ang kasagutan sa problema mo, kapatid. M.I.S.M.O Whitening Soap sa murang halaga, kutis artista ka na.
Ang sabi ni President Kennedy, John F., if a free society cannot help the many who are poor, it cannot save the few who are rich. Second, those who make peaceful revolutions impossible render violent revolutions inevitable.
Very nice.
Just remember
Very nice.
the lines and remember today, because maybe one day in a not so distant future, like me, you will agree with President John F.
Galaw-gaw, kay harot-harot tingnan maliksi, di mapigil ang gaslaw. Galaw-gaw, ang lahat ginagalaw, napakaharot at pakialam.